love to hear from you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First thing that I want to do is just say congrats to anybody that listened to the call last week. And if this is your first week listening in, we're excited to have you. You can all, oh, I see Mary Beth and Betsy. Yay! Oh, this is so fun. I so love this. So we have Wisconsin, Iowa, and Maryland represented so far. Oh my gosh, this is bringing tears to my eyes to just to see what everybody, the representation. And then we have Selena from Nebraska, or Janelle. So she goes by two names, in case you're wondering, why did I say her name wrong? I love this. This is so exciting. So if you have any questions or comments throughout the night, that's where you're going to put those, and I'll get to them whenever I'm able to take a break. But I am super excited to have all of you join me for our training class tonight. What I want to do tonight is I just want to review a couple things from last week. We talked a little bit about time management and balance last week, and I think that there's nothing more important. I put another video on our on the Excellence in Action Facebook post on the site on Facebook. I put that on there. It's by Darren Hardy, and it's about compressing time. So I really encourage you to watch that, because it really is all about, have you ever had a moment in time where you've got a day where you have like 4 or 5 things on your list to do? Maybe you need to wash 1 load of laundry, you're going to get the vacuuming done, you need to prepare a meal for dinner at like 6 p.m. and maybe you have to take the dogs out a couple of times, and your entire day fills with stuff. You have so many things, and you feel like you're busy all day long, but you only really got those 4 things done. Versus then, have you had those moments where you're right, this is an awesome way to have meetings. That's what Janelle said. Thank you. Have you ever had those days where you are on your way, like the next day, you're going to be leaving on vacation, and you literally have 36 items on your list of things to do for that day that you must get done before you leave tomorrow, because this has to be handled, and that, and you get all of those things done just as easily. So do you see how our time can either expand to fill the time available for it, or we can get a lot done in a short period of time? So I'm going to just really encourage you all to watch the video first of all, and then you'll understand a little bit more in more detail what I'm talking about. But really focus in on your time management and what you're doing with your business. Your 6 most important things to do list is absolutely vital, and it doesn't matter what level of the business that you're at. Without a 6 most important things to do list and a weekly plan sheet, actively planned for that week, it doesn't matter what level that you're at, life can get overwhelming. I had that moment this morning, just this morning, when I just felt like, like it just felt like life was out of control for me, and I've got this and that and that and that and that. Oh, and I see Michelle's here, yay, and Victoria, yay! Congratulations, Victoria, brand new team member, yay, on the fabulous brand new Mariah Cleats team. Mariah Cleats, new consultant, Victoria, brand new. Yeah, this is super fun. Thank you so much for all of you saying hello. That is so much fun. I really love to teach to live people. Okay, so the weekly plan sheet. I had that moment this morning, and as I talked myself through it, you know, I'm like, okay, if I had the chance to talk to Karen Pirro, which, you know, even though she's retired, she still loves us enough that I can pick up the phone, I can still call her. But I've talked with her enough over the years that I know what she would say. So I thought, what would she say? And she would say, do you have a weekly plan sheet filled out? Do you have your 6 most important things to do list? And which the answer to both of those was no. So I did a new one. So look what I have. I'll put it up the right side up. So this is my weekly plan sheet. I actually put it in the outside of my book, in the back folder. Let's see if I can get the glare off. It's color coded, and you can see there's 4 colors. So my colors are all colors that I'm going to use to develop me or the business in any of the white areas or personal time. So I think that's kind of cool. So that's how I chose to do it. So developing me is orange, and that is helping me be the best leader that I can be for all of you. And I've given myself 15 hours a week to do that. That's nutrition and exercise and leadership training. In order for us to go to in order for me to go to the next higher level, I need to grow who I am. And you are all the same way. So if you're not where you want to be, you'll want to grow who you are to go to the next level. And then I have 3 other colors: yellow for sharing appointments, green for money making or selling appointments, and then blue for consultant, coaching, and training time. Those are the 3 main things that I do as a Mary Kay future national sales director. I build my own customer base, I still sell the product to build customers, to find hostesses, to find team members, to then help those team members to do the same thing. So I have my own appointments to sell. I have appointments for myself and for my unit to build team members, and then I have training time. And anything else other than that can be delegated. So I have really focused in on those things as the things that I really need to do with my business, and to continue to grow. And then I have to find people to do all the other things, because if I don't take time to delegate the other things that are non-essential, yes, they are essential that they get done. Like groceries still need to come into this house every day or every week. And I still need to have, we need to have clean clothes. But I can get people to help come in and do the laundry and do the cleaning. And my groceries were just delivered again today. It's the best thing. I don't know if you have that in your area, but our local grocery store, if you purchase $100 or more, you can shop online and they'll deliver your groceries, deliver them to your house for no fee. And if you buy under $100, they'll still deliver it, but it's only $5 delivery charge. Hello, that is a huge time saver. So whatever it is that you're spending your time on, really look at it and see what are the critical things. We talked about that a little bit last week, the vital metrics with your business. If you can dial it down to the things that are the absolute must that we must do as Mary Kay consultants and soon to be sales directors, and I know Michelle's on, and Betsy says hello, she's a future sales director, she's on. There's a lot of you that are future sales directors. As a sales director with Mary Kay, or even as a future sales director with Mary Kay, you will want to manage your time in such a way that you're preparing yourself for the next level in the career path. I actually heard that as a consultant, and they said, if you want to be a sales director, start acting like one today. And a sales director holds 3 appointments a week, and they interview people on a regular basis. They build their business as a business because it's a career choice, because they've made the decision to do so, not just because they're excited about it today. They build their business long after the emotion has passed, because they're committed to it. So are you committed to building your business? What's your focus? What's your purpose? So really look at that. Look at how you're spending your time. And then the other thing that I talked about last week, okay, so just briefly, if you haven't started using it yet, the 6 most important things to do list every single day is really one of the vital things that just really help you zero in to get the most important things done with your business the next day. Using the weekly plan sheet. And if I know a lot of you are, Victoria especially, brand new consultant, probably hasn't seen the 6 most important things to do list or the weekly plan sheet yet, but check in with your recruiter or your sales director and they can go over those things with you. But those are tools that Mary Kay taught us to use 53 years ago, and they're still valuable, vital tools today. So continue to use those basic things, but then also make sure you have balance in your schedule. So like I want to show you, like on Wednesday nights, I have training time. I have this blue section right here. That's this 1 hour that I'm spending with you guys. But notice this 3 hours before that is white, because that's personal time that I get to spend with Mark. On Wednesday nights, we go to car shows. He's got some old restored cars, and we go to these car shows. And tonight was weird because usually there's like 100 to 150 cars there. Tonight there were only like 15. There were it was a mix up in the schedule. So we went to one location, and the majority of people went somewhere else, but that was fine. But it's just time that we get to spend together. And what I want you to know is that you can have it all in this business. You just can't do it all. If you try to do it all, something's going to give. You are going to set one area of your life, one of your business is going to suffer. And for me, I would really much rather do the things that I love to do and do the things that I'm called to do than the things that I feel like I have to do. Because there's a lot of things that have to be done, but somebody else can do them. And I have a niece that's particularly going through a very rough time right now, she just found out she's been in an abusive horribly abusive relationship for 4 years. And I'm so proud of her because she served a restraining order earlier this week. So she's on track with that. But financially, she needs help. And she likes being in my space. So I'm excited because I get to bless her with an opportunity to work, and she's blessing me then also because she does a great job. So, you know, you may have people like that in your life too, that just really can be blessed by that. So look around you just to see what is it that maybe that you're spending your life on. And you know, when I first started getting help to do things, Mary Kay taught me, I started 27 and a half years ago. I lived in a 400 square feet apartment. Now the room that I used as my Mary Kay suite right now is almost 400 square feet. And my entire first apartment was about 400 square feet. So I think that's really, really funny. This isn't my office that I'm sitting in. I'm actually sitting in my sewing room because I can come in here and I can shut the door and the dogs have to stay out. My other room is a little bit more open. So that room though, even when I lived in that apartment, 400 square feet, I had somebody that came in to clean for me. And she could do the whole apartment and do it well in about 1 hour. And so people would think, really? You pay somebody when you could do it in an hour? However, in that same hour, what if I booked 5 new parties that I could sell 100 to 200 or 300 at each party? So the sales would more than pay for her wages. I didn't love to do that. And every time I would establish a new client today, in the time when Allison was here this afternoon, I sat outside and made my 10 calls for the day. And can't remember if I got any new bookings today or not, but I made my calls for the day. So I'm building my business. And I was talking to some of my consultants during that 2 hour period of time that she was here. So because I'm using the time while she's cleaning, she's getting my my skincare, she's doing the dishes for me, she's taking care of things like that for me, but I can just really relax and take care of all the things that I want to do. And I can really build my business, and then I never have to deal with the mess around my house. She's taking care of it. She actually prepped stuff for me to cook for dinner tonight, and then I remembered we were going to the car show, so I didn't end up cooking. I'll cook tomorrow night though, and all that stuff is prepped. So really, who can you bless? Manage your time, get rid of the things, and take out, my point with that was this: take out one thing at a time. If you're feeling overwhelmed with one thing, maybe it's you don't like to clean toilets. I do not like to clean toilets. I don't want to deep clean my bathroom. So I started off with people just doing the deep cleaning in my bathroom, just to start there. And then scrubbing the kitchen floors and the laundry, whatever. Add in the things that you don't love to do. I paid some kids last week to weed my flower beds. I have beautiful flowers. I posted pictures of them today. I love my flowers. I did all the planting because I did that with Dylan. That was his gift to me for Mother's Day this year. But somebody else did the flower bed weedings. So again, think about what do you love and what can you hire somebody else to do. The last thing I want to talk about with regard to your time on a day-to-day basis is, what are you filling your mind with? The first thing, you're waking up in the morning before your feet hit the floor. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, that the very first thing is they're waking up in the morning, they're saying a prayer of gratitude and thanks. But I really want to encourage you to, before you even get out of bed, is to actually, just like we did at the top of this call today, to set your intention for the day. What is it that you want to create that day? Not just thinking about your 6 most important things to-do list. So we're thinking beyond what it is that you have to do today, but I want you to set an intention for who you choose to be today. So think about that. Create that space of who you want to be for yourself on a day-to-day basis. Do you want to be filled with joy? So are you going to be joy-filled today? Are you going to be on purpose? Are you going to be excited? What is it that you are, what's your intention for the day? So figure that out the first 5 minutes of the day. And then the last 5 minutes of the day is another very important time. I think the first and last 5 minutes of every day are some of the most important times of the day for really setting the tone for where you're headed in your life. So the last 5 minutes, a lot of times I think just society has this kind of condition that we're going to get into bed and we'll lay there and we review everything that didn't go the way we wanted it to go today. It's like our time that we're going to think over all the things and the problems that we have in our life. We're going to review them just to kind of mull them over a little bit. But what happens then is that you're going to go to sleep and you're going to continue to mull over and marinate in those problems all night long. Your brain is going to continue to think about problem, 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 problem. And whatever you put time, effort, and energy to, you get more of. So I would encourage you, if you have things that you need to work through, give yourself a time a day that you're going to do that. But the 5 minutes that you're just falling asleep, consciously think about where you're creating, what you're creating in your life. Think happy thoughts. Think of the dreams that you have. Think about, if you're married, taking your husband on an all-expense top director trip with Mary Kay to Switzerland or Australia. Whatever it is that is your dream location, choose the thing that you really want to focus on. Maybe your picture that you're going to see as you're fading off to sleep in your head, maybe it's going to be you putting on your director suit for the very first time, or opening the box for your director suit like I showed you last week, how fun that is. Maybe it's taking your debut. Maybe it's picking up your car, your Mary Kay car, and who's going to be there with you and what kind of balloons you're going to have and the cake. Whatever the visual that you're going to create, I want you to think about all of that as you're going to bed every single night, because your subconscious mind is just that. It's a subconscious mind, and it doesn't know the difference between fantasy or reality. So if you continue to focus on this fantasy, this goal, the dream that you're creating, then it's going to think about that all night long. And the next day when you get up, your conscious mind then is going to go to work actively to create that to be true. So I'm going to grab a drink of water quick. If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat bar on the right. And I've seen some of you, I've seen the number of viewers drop from 7 to 5 a couple times, and it comes back to 7, and now it's at 8. So if you do get kicked out, then, just come right back in, and this will be saved as a YouTube video again so that you can watch it next week or within the next couple of days. Okay, so for tonight's training, the more specific, so we talk about attitude training every single week. This is absolutely vital. The hardest step in any journey is the first 6 inches. And the first 6 inches are right here between your ears. It's these 6 inches. When you can manage this distance, you can achieve anything. So learn to think right. Think powerful, strong, I can do it type thoughts, empowering thoughts. Create that. An attitude of success. When Mary Kay designed this company, she designed it based on time-tested principles. And I firmly believe that if whatever you want to achieve in this business, if anybody ever has done it, then it can happen for you. If anybody ever has done it, it can happen for me. So if it's been done, it can be done again. And if it hasn't been done, it just maybe hasn't been done yet, and it still could happen for you. So you could be the person to blow the lid off of that. You're definitely in the right place at the right time with our company, though. I'm so excited about the direction our company is headed. When I started with Mary Kay 27 years ago, we were still at the point where we had a face mask, just like the botanical skincare set that we have right now with the 5 steps, the 4 botanical plus the foundation. That was the only skincare that we had. We had the classic, it was called the classic basic skincare. That was the only line that we had back then. And we had to convince people the importance of using a mask twice a week and all of the tips with that and the different formulations. We kind of almost had to be a little bit of a scientist to try to figure out what the skin type of person, what would be perfect for them. And in my starter kit, we got tubes that were about this big. They're a little bit smaller than the size of our foundation tubes right now. And they were full of powdered eyeshadow. We got 7 colors in the starter kit. We would just tap a little bit out on a tray and then put water in one of the other little holes, and then people would have to mix their own wet eyeshadow. So we've come a long way with our skincare, with our starter kit, and with our everything that we have as far as what the company is sending us, the products. We now have 4 completely separate fabulous skincare lines with Clearproof, Botanical, Time-Wise, the Voluform Repair, plus the men's care. So I guess you count 5 skincare collections. So we really have the exact right skincare for every type of a need. We have for very oily and blemish prone to very older or much older with advanced signs of aging to the more of a, I want more of a natural product people. So we really have the exact right product for the times. And the company also still balances not only top-notch, high-quality skincare for us with this amazing state-of-the-art color products, the technology that we have with our new mascara. Oh my gosh, who loves the new mascara? I'm loving it. So the company really, the research and development, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the company puts 80% of their research and development dollar back into improving our existing line. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I think that's really amazing, because a lot of companies, I think the majority of companies out there will put their money into just developing the latest trends. And we're not only staying, we're doing some of the trends, so we have those products for people that want fun things like that, but we're also top-notch with the best, highest quality skincare on the market. And pretty much whenever people try it, people 100% love it. So when you help them find the right formula, so we have the right product, you're in the right place at the right time with the right company. The company is doing amazing things for us over this next year. We're slowly phasing back into just 1 seminar. We've gone down from 5 now to 4. Eventually it's going to go to 2 and then to 1. We're going to be in Texas Stadium. So big things are happening with the company right now. And of course, speaking of seminar, there's no place on earth like seminar. Dreams are born there, and it's just a magical place to be. If you haven't registered yet, I urge you to, as soon as this call is done, to get yourself registered for seminar immediately, because it's just a place that, oh, I can think year after year, visions, a thought, a place that I've had a moment in time and a shift that happened, and then went back and created amazing things for the next year and the next and the next. But the business, you go kind of from one event to another, and my business has continued to grow and grow and grow. Seminar, it's been said that it's like a combination of a Dale Carnegie course where you're going to get your people communication skills. You get to see like a Broadway Awards show or the Oscars, kind of people with the glitz and the glam of seminar, but like a master's degree in business, all at the same event. It really is so much fun. It really is the greatest show on earth. And I really urge you to come, because it must be experienced. You cannot read about it to get the effect. You just have to be there and to get the perks of it. It's I can't even speak. Okay, let's move on. Seminar. To be there, and then on a weekly basis, the meetings, your regular weekly meetings. Mary Kay said that if you don't show up, if you miss 1, your business is sick. You miss 2, you're dying. 3, you miss 3 meetings, your business is dead. So it really is just so important to stay connected with other people that are like-minded, that are moving in the same direction. It's so amazing. It's completely different even than this. This is better than, I mean, we are nationwide. So this is the only way that we can all come together on a regular basis when we're all across the nation like this. But that's the other reason why we go to seminar. But on a weekly basis, there have been times when Mark and I have been traveling, so we do this for church. We actually watch church online, and it's about 1/10 of the experience as when we're actually in the room. And I think you would all agree as well. So of course, church is different from your Mary Kay meetings, absolutely. And I'm never ever going to say that this is the level of importance of being at church, but just to draw the comparison to be in the same room with other like-minded people, to be encouraged, to have that recognition. Meetings are really important for the long-term success and focus of your business. Okay, so booking. Let's talk a little bit about bookings tonight with your Mary Kay business. Again, if you have questions, be sure to post them on the right side here. One of the things that I'm actually gonna post when we're done with the call tonight is on the Excellence in Action site is I will repost the link from Mary Grunholz, and it's a video explaining what she calls the 21-day booking challenge. And in effect, the 21-day booking challenge is a series of calls that you make to clients. So you come up with 3 different lists of names. We can all come up with 30 names of people that we haven't called, whether they're warm chats or whatever. But you come up with 3 different lists of 10. And on day 1, you call list A, and you say the first dialogue. And all the dialogues are there. It tells you exactly word for word what to say. Like, hi, this is Anne. I met you at the vendor event last Friday, and I drew your name, whatever. So it's day 1 call. And you also say, and I know you're really busy, so if I don't hear back from you within a couple of days, I'll check back in a few, okay? Have a great day. So that's day 1 call. And then on day 2, you call your second list of names. And then on day 3, you call the third list of names. And then on day 4, you're going to go back to the first list. And you can say, hey, then the dialogue is all there again. Hey, this is Anne calling again. Just wanted to check in to see if you got my message the other day. And then on a few days later, you call again. Hey, just calling one last time. And I know you're really busy, but I wanted to follow up to see if we could get together. But it's 3 successive calls that you make. So you're making a call to this person every few days, and you call them 3 different times. And when you don't have any calls to Mindy, like, hey. Siri's just talking to me. That's really funny. You make a couple, you make calls you make calls a couple times every few days to the same person, and then eventually you will either reach the person and book them. I've gotten lots and lots of bookings of people because they know you're going to call back, so they will probably respond to you. It's just a very, very effective calling system. So I'm going to encourage you to do your 21-day challenge for calling. But a couple other things I'll talk about just regarding booking is, first of all, is have the right attitude. We talked about attitude once already. We're going to talk about it again with everything in this business because you really have to embrace it. Booking is really the lifeline of the business. Everything comes from it. All blessings that you're going to get from your Mary Kay business come from booking. I've not met over the years, I've never met met one person that says, I just love to book parties. I don't really hold them, but I just love to book them. Almost always people say to me, like it's a unique thought, like they're the first person that said it, if somebody else could just book my parties for me, I would hold them. I'm good at holding parties. I just don't want to book them. Like that's everybody's thing. Nobody likes to book 100%. Some people really do, but if you find that it's something that you're a little bit nervous with, it's okay. Okay, just acknowledge it. Take a deep breath, center yourself, do whatever you need to do, just like we did earlier. Say a prayer, turn it over to the Lord, and just a lot of times when I'm feeling fearful, when I want to make phone calls, I will really seriously just walk through a thing to just lay down whatever fears I have and just say, Lord, I want to make calls, but I'm feeling scared. So if you could just give me confidence and courage right now and help me just pick up the phone, know what to say, fill me with the words, give me the strength of the Holy Spirit, whatever it is. Take a deep breath, and then I start calling, and then I get done and I go, that was so much fun. And it really was fun. So have the right attitude. And if you are feeling just really uptight about it, you can adjust your attitude a little bit by get that breathless excitement in your voice by running up and down your steps. My friend Libby told me one time that she was about to get on the phone, and her husband, she was running up and down the steps, and he said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm getting excited. And he said, well, come in here. So not that kind of excited. Stay focused, but get excited and jump on the phone. Make your calls. And a lot of times I think that, and I'm fully guilty of this as well. We fall into this thing of, I think I'll just text. People always just text now. I'll just text book. And the other thing about this 21-day challenge then is that it's a phone call every day followed up with a text on the same day. So while I did have time this afternoon to get my calls done, I did not yet do my texts from today's calls. And by the time I'm done with the call tonight, it'll be past time when I can send them today. So I will follow up tomorrow, but I will text everybody that I sent today and said, hey, just wanted to let you know I left you a message yesterday, and I would love to make sure that you got that. So the follow-up, the phone call first, and you pretty much are going to get messages 9 out of 10 times, and then follow up with a text every single on all of your calling days. But have the right attitude. Be excited. Remember what you're giving to that person, that it's not about them giving something to you or doing something for you. You really are doing something for them. You're actually going to be giving them a free makeover that they can't get anywhere else without a minimum purchase a lot of times, or a high sales pitch from the girls at the mall sometimes. So remember what you're giving them. And the most important thing, honestly, is that you remember that you're giving them your time. And I really believe that when you give somebody your time and you fill your heart just with love and kindness and encouragement for that person, and when you walk away from the appointment, no matter what you walk away with, you know that you've done what you've been called to do. And if you will only measure your success in this business by how much love you give away, and you always do that, you are always successful. The best news, though, is that when you only measure it by the love that you give away, you're also going to have tremendous success in sales and bookings and team buildings, because people will want to do business with you. They want to do business with other kind, loving, successful women. So continue to love on them, and to be your best version of you. Give the best version of yourself to other people, and you're going to have great success that's going to come from that. So you're going to book the appointments first, and sometimes you'll have to book a facial, a one-on-one appointment, and then you'll turn that into a party at your next appointment. But really get those bookings first, and you know what, there's this thing that we've talked about in Mary Kay. Some of you this will be first time you're hearing it, but they talk about if you love the person and she loves the product, then she's somebody that you want to talk to about the business, right? Well, I'm going to take it one step further. If you love her and she is a person, maybe you don't know if she loves the product yet because she hasn't had the makeover with you yet. But if you just love her energy and her attitude and who she is as an individual and what she stands for in this world, then put her at the top of your booking prospect list. Book those people in your life first, the people that you already know. Wow, she's really cool, and I just really want to spend more time with her. Those are the people you book with first, because they're going to have friends like that. So you're going to meet more people like that, and you'll have more bookings with more people like that. And then you'll have better percentage opportunity to have team members from those people also. So I actually do targeted bookings as well. And I really am very, very careful about the people that I do choose to spend time with, and the people that I choose to even attempt to book an appointment with. When I have interacted with her, has she been joyful? Is she somebody that I think, wow, she's just, I like her smile. She's got an amazing sparkle in her eyes. She's joyful. She's loving. She's so sweet to her kids. She's really great at her job. Look at those things and decide, do you want to book with her first? And then everything else good is going to come from that. At those appointments, then the 3 things you're going to make sure that you want to work your business full circle. Full circle means that you're going to sell the product. Number 1, sell first. When you sell your products, you want to sell sets, not just one lipstick or one cleansing cream. If you'll sell a set of a skincare collection, like the Miracle set with the foundation and the brush, the special that I offer is $120. It retails for $140 if you bought everything separately, but I offer it for $120. And you can do the math on that. The company underwrites $13 of that discount. So the amount that I'm actually giving away is only $7. So that's a really good deal for them. But I offer it for $120, and pardon me. I offer it for $120, and if I have a new client and she starts off with that skincare collection, that's going to be just such a better deal for me, because I have people that are starting off with a good amount of products right at the beginning, and it's going to be better for her also because she's saving some money, but you're going to just sell more. So offer sets. Sell sets, number one. Number two, you want to book 2 or more parties from every party that you do. When you're booking parties from every party, then you have future business to go to, and then you don't have to find your customers or your bookings then by handing out your business card. You're going to have bookings from bookings. So always make sure you're booking parties from parties. So that's bookings. And then team building. Choose 1 or 2 people. Mary Kay taught us this, to choose 1 or 2 people that you most like at the party to talk to about the business. Now, from my perspective, I'm 50 years old and I don't have the energy that I did 20 years ago. And so by the end of a Mary Kay party, I'm at a point where I'm just done. I'm done. So I'm tired. I got to get off my feet. Yes, I want them to sign up. And yes, I would love to go through information with them at that point. But by then I'm tired and my filter is gone. And I might just likely be ready to say, just sign up, would you? Well, that doesn't work very well. You can't use that approach. So for me, I need to schedule appointments the next day or the day after. And I'll just say, you know what, let's just meet for coffee tomorrow. Let's have an opportunity where we can get together, where we've got a little bit more time. Sorry, my phone's beeping at me. Let's get together where we have a little bit more time and get together so that we don't have, we're not going to feel rushed. Then maybe you can have a little bit more time to talk to me, and I'll have more time and energy to talk to you to be able to fully answer your questions. So those are the 3 things in working full circle. You'll sell sets, you'll book parties, and then you're going to choose a couple people that you'd most like to have as your future team members. Those are really important things to do at every single party. For those of you that are at a point where you're still doing sharing appointments with your director or with your recruiter, then call your director. My lighting is doing some weird things. Are you guys seeing weird lighting also? It's like it's going yellow on me and fading in, fading out. Maybe it's just because the sun's going down. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I hope you guys can still see me. Call your director, though. When you find people that you think are interested or possible that you want to talk to them about what the business has to offer, but you don't quite know what you're doing yet with the business, call your director ASAP, because she would love to talk to you about the business, or she would love to, I got to shut this off. It won't stop beeping at me. She would love to meet with you and your prospect. She'd have coffee with you, whatever it is that she's going to do, or however you've set that up. But your director will help you with that. And if I'm your director, obviously call me. But that's what our job is to help you build a team and help you know how to sell the business. So call us, because that's what we're here for, and we definitely want to support you in that. So those are the 3 things: working full circle, selling, booking, and building your team. Cover all of those things at every single selling appointment. So questions. Who has questions? Anybody so far? I know I'm covering very basic things tonight, and I really wanted to keep this just as a review. We're covering some basics just to stay focused on that, because I really believe that that is the strength in our national area. As I look around at our sales directors, we do have some amazing, highly skilled sales directors that with the longevity, and it's really, really cool to see how long that these ladies have been around and what they're doing, what they're accomplishing with their businesses. And it really is as simple as I'm teaching it. That's why they're doing as well as they are, and why we have the strength that we have in our area. And I'm super, super excited about what they're accomplishing with their businesses as well. Okay, so no questions popped up yet, so we are going to move right on, and I want to cover in depth a little bit more tonight. Then I want to cover the topic of team building, because Mary Kay has rolled out the red carpet for those of you that are going to seminar. This month is the month. Let me tell you, you'll want to have 3 qualified team members this month. You can earn the party at seminar to go to Gilley's. Like, that's a famous place. I think that it's in a couple of movies where they have the mechanical bull. Now, I don't think that we'll probably have the mechanical bull at seminar this year, but I just realized what's beeping at me. That's so funny. It's not my phone at all. It's this external speaker here. So I'm trying to shut it off now. So they're having the party offsite this year at Gilley's, and I'm excited about that. And you have the opportunity to go to the special reception that Mary Kay has put together for us at this other place. And it's the first time they've ever done anything like it, so I can't really tell you what it's going to be like because I've never experienced it. The only time I have done anything like it is when I was a newer consultant at my second seminar. First time I went to seminar, I didn't have a clue of what was going on. Well, here's a great seminar story for you. I had been a consultant for about 9 months, and I went to that first seminar, and my eyes were wide open. I thought, ooh, this is cool. I'm going to be on that stage next year, and I'm going to get a diamond ring. And sure enough, I did. I went back that next year, and I was number 25 in the entire consultants court of sales. So that was pretty exciting. They actually numbered us all the way up to the 300s then. They don't do that now. They only number the top 20 now, but I was number 25. So that was pretty awesome. But the reception that we had for anybody that did, now we do this thing called the royalty reception right at the convention center. But 26 years ago, we got to get on a bus and we went to Mary Kay's mansion. So we did actually get to go offsite, and it was to Mary Kay's home, and they served us pink lemonade and cookies that Mary Kay herself had made. And she was still alive and well, and at that particular time, she was not able to be there at that particular reception, but the previous years, she would be there and get your picture taken. You'd get your picture taken with her. So it was amazing, a lot of fun. So in the tradition back then was then when you go to Mary Kay's house, you would sit in her bathtub and you would get a picture taken. That was part of the tradition, to get your picture taken in Mary Kay's bathtub. And so now today, it was like a symbol of success, that you'd be successful if you get your picture taken in her bathtub. It was a pink heart-shaped tub. The company now has that bathtub at Mary Kay corporate headquarters. And when you go to new director training, you get to go see Mary Kay's office, and the pink bathtub is there. So you get to sit in the bathtub and get your picture taken still when you go to director headquarters or Mary Kay headquarters when you go for director training week. So that's something that you can look forward to. Okay, so moving on. Team building. What we want to talk about today is team building. Who to recruit, why to recruit. First of all, think about all the fun things that you've gotten from your Mary Kay business and what you love about the business. Why do you love your business? What are you excited about? If somebody didn't share it with you, you wouldn't have any of that. So think about you're in the position to be able to offer that to other people. So I really want to encourage you to step outside the box of should I recruit, to just knowing yes, 100% yes, and offer this like it's the best, like the people that you're meeting haven't had water in months, and you have water. You don't know exactly if they're going to drink because they're super thirsty, which they all would be at that point. But maybe a person has been drinking water for months, but the water they've been drinking has been nasty. Maybe it's too sweet or too sour or dirty or whatever, and they just want clean water. Maybe they want cold water, and you have that. So there could be lots of different reasons why a person would start a Mary Kay business. Betsy told me recently, and I think she'd be fine with me saying this, she said she started because she didn't know she had lost herself. She's found herself since she started a Mary Kay business. She was lost, but didn't even know that she was lost. So you don't know what the reason is why a person would want to start a Mary Kay business. You just know that it's part of our job. Mary Kay's asked us, whenever people would say, what can I do to repay you, Mary Kay? She would say, pass it on. Just pass it on, sweetheart. And I thought about lots of things. I did get to meet her when I went for my new director training week, and I thought of all the things that I might have wanted to say, and all of a sudden, and I'm not a crier, but I was a blubbering mess. I just cried, and she just, patted your hand and just like, pass it on, honey, just pass it on. So she really was an amazing lady. So who to recruit goes back to what we talked about a little bit earlier. Simply, do you like her? And does she like the product? And then expand that to, is she an energy giver or an energy taker? Do you feel good about yourself when you're around her? Or do you feel drained and you think, oh, the poor thing? Now, there are some people that Mary Kay can help. But generally, we want to build our teams with people that Mary Kay needs, that can help Mary Kay. Because when we build our team with people that are strong, confident, independent, loving, energetic, caring, ambitious women, then the business is going to grow. When somebody starts a business, and I've had lots of women all over the spectrum over my Mary Kay years. With 27 years in, almost 28 now, I've had lots of women on my team, many that have been very, very high confidence women, attorneys and physicians on my team, to people that don't have high school diplomas. And so the confidence level, it sometimes correlates to those degrees and sometimes it doesn't. You can have a person who doesn't have much of a college or any college education, but they can be a very confident person, versus somebody with a lot of education maybe doesn't have very much confidence at all. What you look for is, you want to look for a woman who's very, very confident, though, to build a Mary Kay business, to share the business with. I share the business with all, like I said, all across the spectrum. But just know that if you have a whole team of women that don't have a lot of confidence, then they're going to need a lot of help from you. And then it doesn't free you up to be able to to really continue to build and to be able to move up very fast. So it is so much smarter on your behalf to select women to build your team that are super confident, because you can train them, you can help them get started, and then they're going to be independent to be able to continue to grow the business on their own and to really then step into a leadership position as well. But again, there are people that the business can really help them, and we have some people like that in the business. I think I kind of was one of them when I started the business. I didn't have a lot of confidence myself, and I grew into where I was, where I am today, definitely. But it did take a lot of time on Jan Borchardt's part to mentor me to the person that I am today. And thankfully, she was willing to do that. So just balance your time, balance the people that you're sharing the business with. Really choose with the focus to choose the women that are more confident. So choosing confident women is really smart. And think about things. Is she already successful with what she does? That's another way to help you choose. And a lot of times I'll see a consultant that'll say, well, she's already this, so she doesn't want to start a Mary Kay business because she's already attorney. She's an attorney, so why would she want to start a Mary Kay business? Well, one of our newest team members just a month or two ago is a assistant district attorney right here in the Siouxland area. So just because somebody has a high level position or is very successful at what she does doesn't necessarily mean that Mary Kay still isn't right for her, because it is right for this new consultant. So look at that. Second thing that you're going to want to look at then is using what Mary Kay called the 4-point recruiting plan. It's a really simple way to do this. At every party, at the beginning of the party, you're going to say to the hostess, who's coming today that you think would be good at doing what I do? How about you? I think you'd be great. And then you just pause for a minute and just let her talk, and then you just, whatever she says, they'll all say, no, I'm not interested. No, whatever. No, I don't think so. I'm too busy, whatever. And then you just, let her finish, and then you say, okay, we'll just watch, see what you think about what I do, and then we can talk more later. And what you've just done is planted the seed. So she's going to listen to what you and watch you with a little bit different eye throughout the party. After the party, then you set the time to get together with her to talk to her about the business. And you'll also at that point ask if a person isn't somebody that you want to talk to about the business, or if they just said flat out, no, I'm just really not interested at all, then ask them, who do they know that they think would be really good? When you do that from the if you'll ask those people and get referrals, so you're doing the I story. Sorry, if you ask the hostess first, you do an enthusiastic I story or a why story, why you started your Mary Kay business during the Mary Kay party. You ask for referrals, and then you schedule sharing appointments at the end. That's the 4-point recruiting plan. It's very simple. And doing that at the party, actually scheduling those appointments while you're still at the party, is much, much easier than to call the person back to schedule something later. So save yourself the time and schedule it at the time. When you meet with the person, then the simplest procedure is to use a sharing notebook. By using the Mary Kay, the sharing notebook, I've got one on my Dropbox. I would love for you to just use that so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Use that sharing notebook and use that to share the business opportunity, and it walks you through everything start to finish. If you don't have it printed off yet, I would encourage you to print it off and get it in front of you so that you can take yourself through it. And basically, if you can read, you can do a sharing appointment, and that's how simple I've set this notebook up to be. In the beginning, there are a lot of questions that you're going to ask to get to know the person and find out how the business could really work for them. You'll share information and ask some questions as you go through. You'll tell a little bit about yourself, and then you get to the end and you read the steps. What do you think? Is it something that you would like to try? So it's that simple. It really, really is. And at first, you know, just even to read the questions and to go through it, you might be a little bit nervous. But the great thing is, once you do it and do it and do it and do it, it just gets to the point where you go, oh, I can do this. Of course I can. I believe in this business. I believe in the company. Why couldn't I? So yes, of course I can do it. So it really is that simple. And I would really encourage you to print off your sharing notebook if you haven't already done that. And then give yourself a challenge over this next week to not only have your recruiting notebook printed off, but I'm going to give you a challenge to find 5 people that would be willing to sit down with you and your sales director that would be willing to share, that you could share the information with over this next week. 5 this next week. I want you to put the product on a minimum of 5 faces, but 10 is better. So put the product on 10 faces this week and share the business with 5 people face to face. And if you have to, if they're long distance, maybe do this, use a Google Hangout or Skype or whatever. But if you can do video when you're sharing the information with people, then it really is so much more effective, because body language, there's so much. I mean, I can't see you guys, and I'm bummed about that, because I'd love to see your smiling faces. Next week, maybe we'll have you all put your video on so I can see who's got cute pajamas. But anyway, I think a person just learns more when you can see. 56% of body language, or 56% of communication is body language. So if you can't see me, if you can just hear me, then that cuts out more than 50% of communication. So a lot is conveyed in the way a person's eyes and mouth, and the way they lean in when they talk or sit back, or if they're this way, or you know, you're going to pick up a lot of clues on body language. So really try to get face to face with people when you're doing your sharing appointments, or create the link over the computer to go through the information that way. When you're done sharing the information, then the last question is, what do you think? Is this something that you think you'd like to try? Now, at that point, about 1 out of 10, or maybe even 1 out of 20, I don't even know, I haven't studied the statistics, but when you share face-to-face, maybe, I don't know, it's not very often that a person will go, okay, and they just sign up. Most people are going to say, wow, I don't know about, and they're going to give you a concern. Now, I want to encourage you to think about those concerns of whatever they say, whether it's, well, where am I going to find the time? Or I don't have the $100 to start, or who would I start with? Or what would I do with my children? Or how does this work? And if they are asking questions, they're interested. They're curious. So, well, how would that work? And how would that work? They're figuring it out. If they ask no questions at all, if they go, no, it's not for me, it's probably not for them. But as long as they're still asking questions, there's some interest there. So then you can say 2 things. There's 2 different ways that you can overcome objections. First of all, you can say, just the simplest, if I can help you with that, is this something that you would like to try? Okay, so if I could help you find the time, is it something you'd like to try? Well, I don't know where I'd get the money. Okay, if I could help you find the time and the money, does the business look like something you might like to try? Well, what about the people? I don't know where I get the bookings. Well, if I could help you find the time and you'd have the bookings and you had the money for your starter kit, is this something you might like to try? Then after 3, they'll probably give you their real objection, and they might say, well, what if I'm not good at it? Or I guess I'm just feeling afraid. Then at that point, then you're going to want to shift, and then you do feel, felt, found. Oh my gosh, I know how you feel, because I felt the same way. Or if you didn't, maybe you know somebody that did, because Jackie felt the same way. And this is what she found. you know, whatever you're afraid of in life, if you'll just do the thing that you're afraid of, then the fear goes away. But I do know how you feel, because I felt the same way. And I just found that that the fear disappeared as I do the things, and now I'm so much more confident than I used to be. So that's feel, felt, found. And if the person if it's fear, then I also lean in and I say, you know, I want to promise you, I'm going to be with you every step of the way. I'm going to, you know, we'll do the first party together, whatever. I'm always going to be here for you. I'm your coach. I'm your mentor. There's never going to be anything that you'll be doing in the business that you're not going to feel 100% equipped and confident to do. So if you feel the confident that we're going to train you how to do what you need to do, what do you think? Is this something that you think you might like to try? And then, you know, you take the conversation from there. So, all right, ladies, we are down to the very last minutes. And so this is where we cover on the challenges for the week. 10 or more faces and 5 sharing appointments. And I know that if you've never even done 1 sharing appointment, that 5 might seem like a lot. But let me tell you, when you just print your sharing notebook and you really, I mean, a couple of years ago, we had a consultant in Wisconsin, Dana, who really, she was in her red jacket already, and she'd been a star consultant over and over, and she still wasn't confident to do her own sharing appointments. And I said, just print the book, call your 10 best customers, and say, can I read this to you? I mean, she was a special education teacher, so clearly reading was a strong point for her. And I said, could you just read it? And every single one, she would call me afterwards and she'd say, this is what I said. This is what she said. She would go through every single thing. And at the end of the month, at the end of the 10 sharing appointments, I challenged her to do 10 that month, and she did it. And at the end of the month, she said, I can do this. She did it again in December, in January, and in February. She went on Target for her car, and she went on to be a sales director and one of the first senior director in our national area. And she's her life's taken a different turn right now, but she's still an active member of our unit. She's an active consultant on our unit, and I still love her dearly, just like a sister. And I know Michelle and Mary Beth do as well. And there's another seminar story right there. Ask Mary Beth or Michelle about their seminar story with Dana and with Sabrina. Great friendships are formed at seminar. So, okay, ladies, that is it for today. I'm going to stop the broadcast, but I will stay on. If you've got any questions, then you can click into the chat window on the right there and add your questions. But one other thing, I want to close with this. Before you get up and leave the room, wherever you are, whenever you click off the computer, I want to just encourage you to just sit with your thoughts for 5 minutes. Just stay here and review your notes. Highlight the things that are important to you and really get a plan in place for yourself, for your life, for tomorrow, and what you're going to think about for your 5 minutes right before you go to bed. Figure that out right now and just take a big deep breath and then set your intention of what this week is going to be for you, and you'll be amazed at what you create. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to stand on that stage with you as your national sales director and to have you all standing with me in your director suits. You are amazing women. Have a blessed night.